In today's video, we're going to be doing a deep dive on the four main beginner workout splits. I've been training for over 2.5 years now, and I made a transformation in my physique that I'm proud of. And during this time, I've tried all four of these splits at some point, some for longer than others. Remember, as I always say, the best split is the split that works best for you. So, just keep that in mind while you watch this video. Let's get right into it.
Okay, first things first, let's start with the bro split. It's where every day you're going to hit a different muscle group. So Monday we're going to hit chest, Tuesday we're going to hit back, legs we're going to hit on Wednesday, Thursday we're going to hit shoulders, and Friday we're going to hit arms. I'm just going to go out right now and say it. I don't like this split at all. I don't like this split, especially for a beginner. I don't believe a beginner should be doing this split. I've done the split and I just don't think it's an optimal split. Now, if it's something you enjoy and something that you could see yourself doing, by all means, do it. The best split for you is what you can do over and over again. But for most beginners, for 90% of beginners, I don't think the split is good. Let's start with some of the pros that it has. It does have pros. So each muscle group is going to get its own focus day. Obviously, every day has its own muscle group. So that muscle group, you can completely hone in, lock in on that muscle. And it sounds good on paper. So I'll give it that. Number two, it's fun and pump oriented. So it can be fun, especially when you're doing a muscle group that you like. You're going to be getting pumps. You're going to be enjoying yourself, feeling freaking strong. It feels good. Now let's talk about the cons of this, which, as you see, highly outweigh the pros. So on this split, you can only train a muscle basically once a week, which as a beginner, that's not very good. Lifting weights is a skill. You need to be getting better at it. It's a skill just like anything else. If you only do it once a week and you're never going to do it again for another 7 days, you're not going to get better at it. It's going to take a much longer time for you to get better at. Now, this one, long sessions. There can be long sessions depending on what muscle you're training and what exercises you're doing. So that's another one too. Now, easy to skip certain muscles. This is something that is a very bad negative out of this one. Probably the worst one out of everything. Being that every muscle has its day, you can just skip a muscle because you don't want to. And as men, you're going to skip legs. You're going to skip legs. You're going to be, okay, I'll do my back day. I'll do my arm day. I'll go crazy on that. I'll go crazy on my chest day. But legs, we'll take a rest day on leg day. Okay. With the bro split, it's very easy just to neglect your muscles. And I don't think that's good. For beginner guys, you want to be training everything. You want to be getting better at everything. So having a split like this where, you're not getting a lot of practice and you can just easily skip your muscle groups when you want to is not ideal. Next one is going to be the full body split. So this is a full body split, self-explanatory. Every workout that you do, you're essentially going to be hitting your full body. And this is a very compound movement based workout split. Every split you're going to be doing squats and deadlifts and bench press and rows. There's not much isolation work to it. Again, pros. Now this split, I'm going to say it can work. It can work, especially for a beginner. It can work if you do it properly. But again, if you don't need to just spend 3 days in the gym, I don't recommend the split. And I'm going to tell you how you can actually use a full body workout to your advantage later. But first, let's talk about the pros here. So efficient. It is efficient. It can work. You can do it 3 days a week. You're going to train your entire body as long as you do it properly. Again, as long as you do it properly, you can get balanced development and a high calorie burn. So you're going to be doing lots of compound movements, which is going to burn a lot of calories. Compound movements work all the muscles. And if you follow along properly, it could be a decent workout. But I still don't recommend this one for a beginner because I think there's better options. Let's talk about some cons. It can be tiring. The compound movements add up. They work every muscle in your body at once. It could add up and become pretty tiring. Limited isolation work. While I do say compound movements are the meat and potatoes of every exercise and workout that you should be doing, isolation work is still important. You should be doing a little bit of isolation work. With the full body split, you're not going to be doing much isolation work. It's very compound focused. And the third con, again, it's all because of compound movements. The squats, the deadlifts, the bench press, these are very tiring exercises. It can affect your recovery. So with this one, you're going to be needing to recover and some days just rest and make sure you're all recovered because this one can be taxing. Next is the upper lower split. So the upper lower split is just what you see here. You're either training your upper body or your lower body. So this one, as you see here, is an example. So it's very simple. It's very self-explanatory. When you hit your upper body, Your upper day, you're hitting your upper body. When you hit your lower day, you're hitting your lower body. Very self-explanatory. Let's talk about some pros. I like this split. It's a good split. So what I like about this one is it's like a hybrid of the full body split and the bro split. It's like you're doing both. It's like you can mix both into one as the upper lower split. So, you could train, you're going to be training compound movements. It's still very compound movement heavy, but at the same time, you still get to train a little bit of isolations. So it's good for that. You're going to be building muscle and strength from doing this. It's a good one. Flexible schedule. You don't only need 3 days in the gym. I still recommend, 4 days minimum. 5 days is very good, but all you need is 3 days. You can do upper, lower, upper, or upper, lower, lower, or this is what I wanted to tell you guys before about the full body. You could do upper, lower, and full body. Let's say you want to do a 3 day, or you could do upper, lower, full body, if you get my point. So my point is you can use a full body. I don't like the full body split just as a split, but I like the full body to use as one of your workout days if you have to fill it in. Maybe if you can only do a certain amount of days, use a full body day as an extra day in your split, to kind of hit everything. That's how I like to use full body. I don't like full body split, just doing full body, full body, full body. But if you want to do like upper, lower, upper, and then a full body, that's a good way to utilize full body. Let's get into some of the cons. It's going to be repetitive sessions. As a beginner, especially, repetitive sessions could get a little bit boring. I mean, that's just the most splits in general could get a little bit repetitive, but yeah, doing upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body, you get pretty boring and mind numbing. So I think the key with that is, you can do variations of exercises. Do your bench press flat, do bench press incline, do bicep curls standing, do bicep curls seated. I think the key with this is to just have a little bit of variety in your movements. Do the same movements, the same core movements you used to, but you want to be just switching up variations. That will also help you with muscle growth, making sure that you hit different parts of your muscles. Something else, your small muscles can get neglected. Now, as a beginner, this isn't so important because, we want to be focusing on the compounds. As a beginner, when you train, you're going to be gaining muscle regardless, especially in your first months, you're going to be gaining muscle regardless. So, this isn't much of a concern, but later on, this will be something that comes a concern when you want to, fully max out and even out all the parts of your physique. Some small muscles you might neglect and forget about just because you're training your whole upper body, your whole lower body. And also, this could just be taxing to your nervous system. It can be a very fatiguing workout. Again, any workout with lots of compound lifts is going to be very fatiguing. It's good fatigue, but it's something that could be fatiguing. So again, everything's about control. Do things that work for you, and you should feel exhausted and tired, but you shouldn't, have pain and you shouldn't be losing a crazy amount of strength. If that's the case, then you need to make other adjustments. Finally, let's talk about push-pull legs. This is my favorite split. This split is the GOAT, man. Okay, so push. You're doing all movements that you're pushing weight away from your body. Bench press, shoulder press, overhead press, incline dumbbell press, lateral raises, push downs, tricep extensions. Anything you're pushing weight away is on your push day. Pull day, you're pulling weight towards your body. See how self-explanatory this one is? It's so simple that it's such an easy, split just to make sure you're doing everything. Barbell rows, pull-ups, dumbbell rows, pullovers, lat pull-downs, curls. So everything you're pulling weight towards your body. Legs is legs. Legs. You got a whole day for it. You can't skip it. You can't skip your legs. I'm sorry, my friend. Squats, deadlifts, leg press, hack squats, lunges, leg curls, calf raises. So, you have a whole day dedicated to legs. Let's talk about this one. Like I said, this is my favorite split, man. This is the split when I started in the gym. I did the split for an entire year before I switched it. I did the split for an entire year because it was so easy as a beginner myself. When I was a beginner, it was so easy to stay on track and make sure I'm hitting everything. That's why. It's so self-explanatory. It's a very self-explanatory split. And it's fun. It's actually fun. It has flexible frequency. You could do the split minimum 3 days a week. Push, pull, 1 day for push, 1 day for pull, 1 day for legs. You're getting full balance of everything you need. You can do it 4 days. You could do push, pull, legs, full body, like I said before. You could do push, push, pull legs. You get my point here. You can mix and match however you want. Whatever is your priorities in your body, you can kind of just play with it and you're still going to get good growth because it's a balanced split. Like I said before, it's good for reducing overlap fatigue. You know, when your push muscles all work at once and they all rest at once. Your pull muscles, they all work at once and rest at once. Your legs, you work hard and then the legs get to relax while you're working your other muscles. So as you see, it's an efficient one. Progressive overload is very easy to progressive overload on this split. You know, again, this is a hybrid kind of where you're going to be doing compound lifts and isolation lifts. So it's a very good split just for muscle growth in general. Now, there's really only one con I'm going to say to this routine, man. And yes, with the 6-day split, it could be pretty tough on recovery. Like I said, it's when you are doing push-pull legs, you are doing a lot of compound movements, and a lot of these movements are exhausting. You know, if you do 1 day of push, it could include your bench press, could include shoulder press, could include push downs. Like these are like tiring movements, man. You know, you're doing your legs, you're doing squats, deadlifts, you know, these are tiring movements, you know, to do. If you do this for 6 days, you know, you're going to have to get your recovery right. Make sure to be sleeping, getting recovery right. But again, that is subjective. You don't need to do it for 6 days. You can do it for 4 days, 3 days, 5 days, whatever works best for you, man. So let's talk about what I think is the best for a beginner. Let's go, and you probably know what it is. I think push-pull legs, man. You're going to, you know, if you're going to get good practice. This is the foundation. This built my foundation, my physique, my lifting skill, all that stuff from push-pull legs. You know, you're going to learn the foundation. You're going to learn good form. You're going to learn how to push yourself, progressive overload. It's very easy to stay consistent and, you know, not neglect certain muscle groups. You know, you can't just skip a day. I mean, you can, but it's a lot harder to say, okay, I'm doing push-pull legs. I'm just going to skip legs. At least if you skip it, you know what you're doing. You know you're fucking up. You know what you're doing. So, you know, do your push, do your pull, do your legs. You do that simple. It's so simple. Make sure to get those 3 days and you're training in a balanced habit. You got a good, consistent, balanced habit. Again, and it's good for recovery and growth. You're going to grow a lot from the split. You're going to be making sure you're hitting all your muscles. And, you know, while a certain muscle group gets to relax and recover, the other one works. I think it's good like that as a beginner. You know, let all the pushing muscles do the work. And then when you're doing pull, they're going to relax. On your pull day, let all your pushing muscles relax while you pull. On your leg day, let your push and your pull relax while you do your legs. And the cycle continues. It's so simple, guys. I think as a beginner, push-pull legs, guys. Do push-pull legs. That's what I did. It was built my foundation, and I think it's the best one.